The Amazon is a wild and mysterious place, stretching for thousands of miles. Its secrets hidden beneath a thick green canopy. It is full of thick trees, rushing rivers, and sounds that never stop. Birds calling, insects buzzing, and the wind whispering through endless leaves. One day, a small plane bravely soared over this endless green sea, its passengers unaware of the fate awaiting them below. Inside were 4 children and 3 adults, each with their own hopes and dreams. Suddenly, the engine sputtered and failed, alarms blaring in the cockpit. The plane shook violently, dipped, and crashed deep in the heart of the jungle, branches tearing at its wings as it fell. For a moment, everything was quiet. Only the distant calls of the jungle could be heard. The air was heavy and wet, thick with the scent of earth and rain, wrapping the survivors in a humid embrace. The crash left the plane broken and hidden under giant leaves and tangled vines, almost swallowed by the jungle itself. The adults did not survive the impact, leaving behind only memories and heartbreak. The 4 children were suddenly alone, stranded far from any town or village, surrounded by a world they barely understood. The rainforest was both beautiful and dangerous, filled with hidden threats and no easy paths out. Every step a challenge. No one knew where they were. The jungle stretched endlessly in every direction, hiding them from the world. The children had only each other to rely on, their bond growing stronger with every passing moment. In this moment, hope seemed far away, lost in the shadows of towering trees and thick undergrowth. But deep inside, something told them to keep going, to fight for survival no matter how impossible it seemed. The Amazon would test them in every way, physically, mentally, and emotionally, pushing them to their limits. But the children would show the world what true courage looked like, even in the darkest and most unforgiving place on earth. The 4 children came from a close-knit indigenous community, deep in the heart of the Amazon rainforest. Their lives were shaped by the rhythms of the jungle, surrounded by towering trees, vibrant wildlife, and the wisdom passed down through generations. Their names were Leslie, Soleini, Noriel, and Christine, each name carrying the hopes and dreams of their family. Leslie, the oldest, was just 13 years old. Despite her young age, she was remarkably brave and wise beyond her years. She often took on responsibilities far greater than most teenagers ever would. Soleini, at 9, was curious and caring, always looking out for her younger siblings. Noriel, only 4, was playful and full of questions, his small hands always reaching for his sister's guidance. And Christine, the youngest, was just a baby, only 11 months old, still discovering the world with wide, curious eyes. The siblings shared a deep, unbreakable bond. They loved each other fiercely, finding comfort in each other's presence, even in the darkest moments. Their family had taught them how to live in harmony with the jungle, what plants were safe to eat, how to listen for the sounds of danger, and most importantly, how to protect and care for one another. Now, after the crash, all those lessons became their lifeline. They had to rely on every bit of knowledge they had learned to survive each day. The loss of their mother and the other adults was a wound that hurt deeply, leaving them with grief and fear. But even in their pain, they knew they could not give up. Leslie stepped up, becoming like a mother to her siblings. She wiped away their tears, comforted them, and told stories each night to keep their hope alive, even when the forest felt endless. Soleini did her best to help, gathering food, fetching water, and always trying to lift her siblings' spirits with a gentle smile. Noriel missed his mother terribly, but he trusted his sisters and followed them bravely through the unknown. Baby Christine was always hungry and needed constant care. His cries a reminder of how much they had lost, but also of how much they still had to fight for. Through it all, their family's love did not end with the crash. It became the light that guided each step, giving them strength and hope, even when the forest seemed endless and the nights felt impossibly long. The first days were the hardest. The children were scared and hungry, They cried for their mother. The sounds of the jungle, howls, chirps, and crashes were loud and strange. But even through sadness, they remembered what they had learned at home. Leslie searched the plane wreck for food. She found some cassava flour and a bottle of water. It was not much, but she shared it carefully with her siblings. The days were hot and the nights cold. The children shivered together, trying to sleep under broken pieces of the plane. Each morning, Leslie tried to make a plan. She told her siblings not to leave her side. They needed to find water and new food soon. When it rained, they caught drops with leaves. They stayed close, always listening for danger. The forest felt huge and lonely, but the siblings' hope was stronger than their fear. Leslie knew she had to be strong. In the heart of the dense jungle, she felt the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders, but she refused to let fear take over. She remembered her mother's words about the forest, how to listen to the sounds, how to watch for signs of danger, and how to trust her instincts. She held her siblings' hands tightly and led them away from the crash site, her heart pounding with hope that they would find help before nightfall. She watched the sun's path through the trees and followed animal trails, always careful not to get lost, using every bit of knowledge she could remember. Being the oldest meant carrying a heavy load, not just physically, but emotionally too. She had to be the anchor for her siblings, even when she felt overwhelmed. Leslie fed the baby with gentle hands, comforted the younger ones when they cried, and kept watch at night, listening for any sign of danger in the darkness. She never let them see how scared she was. Instead, she put on a brave face, whispering words of encouragement and hope. Her courage became their shield, wrapping them in a sense of safety even when the world around them felt uncertain. She invented games to help pass the long hours, turning sticks and leaves into toys and laughter into a way to forget their hunger and fear. She counted birds and named the trees, teaching her siblings about the world around them, making the jungle feel a little less frightening. Solini helped with the baby when Leslie was tired, showing that even the youngest could be strong and caring. Tien Noriel was brave in his own way, picking berries and searching for sticks, eager to help and proud to contribute to their survival. Together, they worked as a team, each child finding small ways to help, their bond growing stronger with every challenge they faced. Each step forward was a small victory, a testament to their determination and hope, no matter how tired or hungry they felt. Leslie's love and strength kept the family together, giving them the courage to face another day in the wild. She became the hero of their story, a symbol of hope and resilience, leading her family through the unknown with unwavering courage. Finding food and water was life or death. The children remembered what their family taught them. They knew some plants were safe and others were not. Leslie showed her siblings how to look for edible fruit and roots. They ate berries and seeds, avoiding anything bitter or strange. Water was hard to find. Sometimes they drank from small streams or collected rain in leaves. When they were thirsty, Leslie reminded them to suck on wet plants. They built simple shelters from branches and big leaves. These huts kept them dry and safe at night. The children did not waste anything. They saved every bit of food and water. They used sticks and vines to make beds off the wet ground. When the baby was restless, Leslie sang soft songs to calm her. Their indigenous knowledge was a gift. It was the reason they survived. The Amazon is home to many dangers. Jaguars hunt at night. Poisonous snakes hide in the leaves. Insects bite and sting. The children knew to keep their shoes on and to check every place before sitting down. They built their shelters high to avoid snakes and kept close to each other. At night, strange sounds crept through the darkness. Leslie told her siblings stories to help them forget their fear. They listened for animal calls and moved away if they heard danger. Sometimes they hid under bushes when they heard big animals nearby. Storms came quickly. Rain fell hard, making the ground slippery and streams rise. The children learned to build stronger roofs for their shelters. They used mud to cover their skin and keep bugs away. Every day in the jungle was a challenge, but every morning brought new hope. Back home, people were worried. News spread about the missing children. Search teams formed quickly. Helicopters flew over the trees, but the jungle was too thick. Each day, rescuers called out the children's names with loudspeakers, hoping for an answer. Indigenous rescuers joined the search. They knew the jungle's secrets. They looked for footprints, broken branches, and bits of cloth. They found clues: small shoes, half-eaten fruit, and tiny shelters made by careful hands. Each clue gave hope. The children heard the helicopters and shouts. Sometimes they tried to signal, but the trees were too dense. Still, they kept moving, hoping someone would find them soon. The world watched and prayed, waiting for a miracle. 40 days passed, 40 days of hunger, fear, and hope. Then, one morning, the children heard voices in the distance. It was a search team. The rescuers followed tiny footprints and spotted the children, thin and tired but alive. Tears flowed as the rescuers hugged the siblings. Leslie was still holding the baby. The children were weak, but their spirits were strong. The world celebrated their courage. Family members rushed to meet them, hearts full of love and relief. Doctors cared for the children. They needed food, water, and rest. But the hardest part was over. They had survived the impossible. The story of their survival amazed everyone who heard it. This story is about more than just surviving. It is about the strength of family and the power of love. Leslie's courage saved her siblings. The children's knowledge of the jungle became their greatest tool. They showed that even the youngest can be heroes. Their story teaches us to respect indigenous wisdom. The forest is not just a place of danger. It is also home and teacher. The children survived because they listened to their elders and learned from nature. We learned that hope can live even in the darkest place. Family makes us brave. Respecting nature and each other is how we survive together. The Amazon tested these children, but they proved that with courage and love, anything is possible.